Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to Peter Drinks Coffee. I'm Peter and I drink coffee. And some of you have been asking, what's your morning coffee setup look like? What are show us how you actually make coffee, how you brew it, etc. What's So actually I'm going to come off camera for a second and I'm just going to give you the quick little tour. I have this basic, it's not Amazon Basics brand, but it could have been, tea kettle. I don't invest in anything fancy because when I'm generally making tea or coffee, I boil the water. I know some people say that's sacrilege. You need to stop it at exactly 200 degrees. I usually don't. There you go. I've got the Fellow Opus grinder, which has been featured in other videos already. I have the AeroPress Premium, but it's a little bit of a bastardization here because this is the funnel from the classic AeroPress, and the bottom is the Fellow Prismo. And I'm using both the metal filter from the Fellow Prismo and a paper filter. So yeah, it's a little bit of a non-standard setup. I also have this little spray bottle, which I will often, depending on the beans that I'm using, give the outside of my grinder, my Fellow Opus burr grinder, a little spritz, being careful not to get any water inside because that's really bad for the grinders. So I'm told, no firsthand experience. And then if I open a big bag of beans, I'll usually put it in a resealable ball jar like this. So that's the gist of it. That's the basic setup. And then for me, coffee it's a bit of an art and a bit of a science, right? So I know for a lot of people, they'll be cringing. They're like, you can't get the water at the exact temperature. You can't get the exact grind of the beans, or it's not calibrated right. You don't have it down to the gram. You're right, I don't. And generally, my coffee comes out really good regardless. I don't care. No, don't just take my word for it. My friends say so. So what I'll do is I will often not even use a scale. I don't know if you can see this on camera right now. Yeah, you can see this. I've got a very simple Amazon Basics scale. It's accurate to within a gram. That's usually fine. Often when I'm pouring the beans, I'll just eyeball it and not even measure, right? So I just dumped a bunch out. Look at that, 25 grams. It's generally right about where I want to be when I'm brewing the coffee in the morning. Close enough, all right? Now, if I was way under, like 15 grams, or way over, 35 grams, I would probably notice the difference. These days, I just eyeball it, okay? Now, spoiler alert, I already put the beans in from previous before I decided to film this. So I'm not actually going to pour these. Well, no, I will. Whatever. Back to the old, it's more of an art than a science. I'm going to hit the grinder on the Opus one time, which is going to run for 30 seconds. Probably going to give me a little extra, a little more than the 25 grams that I was expecting, but let's find out. And again, this sort of waffling and changing my mind halfway through, typical on a morning coffee generation cycle. 30 seconds. Tapping the water again to give it another refresh while we wait. Making sure the bottom is secure. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Let's find out. Add it in. 24 grams. Look at that. All right. Okay, things are ready to roll. And then, some days I'll eyeball this. Some days I measure it out carefully. The AeroPress, I usually go around to the number 4 on the AeroPress. There we go. 194 milliliters of water. Just a touch more. Now we're at 206. Oh, overshot. It's going to be weak. Oh, 207. Oh, no. See, it's, for me, this is the art part. Give it a stir. You're supposed to stir for 10 seconds and then let it sit. Now, nice thing about the Fellow Prismo is that it does not leak. Nothing leaks out the bottom when you're making it, so you don't have to be in a rush. Unlike if you use a brand new filter on an AeroPress with the standard bottom. You got to hurry, otherwise it all drips through and you don't get espresso, you get really bad drip coffee. And now you wait. I wait. I guess we're waiting now. Not going to be pressing on the... Oh, that'd be an interesting... Could press on the AeroPress on a scale and see how much force is actually required to make the coffee. I don't know. Does that make sense? Yeah, you guys, you got a good view right here. Maybe we'll do that. Or I'll break the scale. You want me to break the scale, YouTube? So just put that there. Just hold it in place. Reset the scale. Tare. 0 grams. Waiting is the hardest part. Rest in peace, Tom Petty. I didn't actually set a timer. Now I kind of wish I did. I'm going to wait until I get one more advancement on my... I'm going to read my morning report on my Garmin watch while I'm here. That's what I'll do. Good morning. Thank you. You too. It is a good morning. Poor quality sleep. Training readiness low. Easy run schedule for this morning. HRV status balanced. Weather 48 degrees. Feels like 48 degrees. And my first appointment's at 9 a.m. Pulse oxygen 97%. Recovery fully recovered. And body battery at 73. Busy day. Don't worry, you got this. Thanks, Garmin. You got this too. All right, we're ready to roll, and we're going to gently press. How many? I'm putting about. Interesting. Measuring, of course, I'm measuring this in weight. It's not pressure. 7 pounds, it says. 8 pounds. Am I putting 8 pounds of force? Nope, and then error. Too heavy. Yeah, let's not bust the scale. That's not good. We're not going to become that kind of show where we're destroying things for views. I mean, we'll grind beans to dust. Sure, we'll do that. Some days I get tired and I just take a nap on the AeroPress while waiting. And get to the bottom, yay! And open it up. Set aside the Prismo. Compost, important step. Garbage to garden member here, sure. Start to rinse. The other important part too, right? You want to clean the gear, prolong its useful lifespan. I don't have a spare rubber plunger here for my AeroPress. I feel like I should order one and have it on hand. Give everything a nice good rinse. And I reuse the paper filters. I get several uses out of one of these. I find that after a couple of them, they get a little thicker, and expelling the coffee through it takes a little extra effort. But it also, when using the regular AeroPress attachment at the bottom, it holds the coffee in a little better. It gives me a few extra seconds, so I don't have to rush. Not the same as the Fellow Prismo, obviously, though. And then I just set those aside to dry. I'll just set them on each other for right now. Ta-da! And then I enjoy my cup of coffee. that's a cup of coffee. Cheers.